Hi guys. Hi Sarah. Hi Liplock. Hi Aaron. I gave no countdown tonight. I said I go straight into it because I'm going to wait about 5 minutes. Just one play of the piano maybe, and then go straight into it because I kind of need about 10-15 minutes where I need people kind of concentrating. I'm afraid in case people come in late and I keep kind of going back to the start. So just give them 5 minutes. How are you all keeping? Can you hear me all right? Is the volume? Oh, it is. Hi Anna. How's things? I put a few topics. If you look down just underneath, they're the points that I'm going to try and hit on. Top of the morning. What time you on, Sarah? I were over in Oz. But I just have the area, so Fruitland, Idaho, Ontario, Oregon, and then the location and why I think it was a prime target, why it would be a dream for a predator. The location where I think the abductor first got eyes on Michael and why he was in that location. I want to talk about Michael's last known movements, what he did when he came out of his house where he stepped. The dirt road, because there is a dirt road inside this estate, and I just want to follow that. Show you it's a bit difficult to get out. I don't think you can get out of it. And then the early media reaction, so it's very good the first kind of few days afterwards, just to give you an idea. It shows the people out there searching. I just want people to know how heavy the searches were, and it gives you a good idea of the terrain and stuff like that. The two cars, I want to talk about them. Then I want to talk about if he was taken by foot, an option, and then end it on just three kind of theories and see what all your thoughts are, because I'm going to throw a good bit at you. If that's okay with you. Hi Zero. Hi Pedro. Hi Carrie. Deputy. Share my screen here now. So hopefully you can see this. I think I'm just in a random place here now in Turkey. You washing your dishes, Anna? Right, so just make sure that doesn't play again. Right, so I'll start. I'm going to switch. I'm on Google Earth here. All these stuff I'm using, you all like there's no licenses or anything. These are all free. I'm going to switch from Google Earth to Google Maps, just so it runs a bit better. But here we have the lovely Fruitland. Look at the amount of green, the pasture around it. Be very interested if anyone was in this, who is from there or Ontario. Hi Jennifer. Hi Cherry, you're not late. We didn't really start yet. I'm just pulling up onto Fruitland, but I have a plan for the stream kind of underneath in the description, just a few things that I want to go through. So guys, do you know where? I'll just zoom right out because there might be people watching this now as well that aren't from the States at all. So we're way over on the west coast and right between Oregon and Idaho up the top. See here, look here now, we've the green here, and it's just surrounded by mountains. And inside you have Ontario, about 12,000 people. This is actually the biggest city in Oregon, but it's just way over here on the right hand side. So I imagine there's some rivalry as well between the towns here, and then across Snake River, just down a bit, you have Fruitland. Seems to be a lot of cannabis shops up in Ontario here. Weedology, cannabis and glass. So this side of the river is Idaho, this side of the river is Oregon. Snake River here, see on the left hand side? And then zooming out, you see it's pretty much the center point, surrounded by mountains and a huge road, highway ripping right through it. I imagine you get a lot of RV travellers kind of on this road as well, heading up to the mountains. And like, I think this goes straight down into the road, goes straight down into Salt Lake City in Utah. So look, it's right in the center. I'm going to switch over to Google Maps because I want to show you the road, how close the road is and how big this road is. So I don't think I need Google Earth now. But you can just see the difference in the view. But I'm in the same spot here now. Ontario up above it, across the road, down here, Fruitland. So I'm going to put on traffic. And this now really gives you a sense of this Highway 84, just what a beast it is. Like, look at that, it's right on it. And that, once you're there, that's on the bloodline of the highway of the US. It's right on it. You couldn't pick a better spot. Inside then you have the Highway 30 coming off it, nice little slip road straight in, and you're straight into the end of the bottom, down south of Fruitland. Up the top, crosses over into state lines, so this little town now is next to state lines, which is kind of important as well. Again, huge highway, and you can slip over there and slip down and come in from the north to Fruitland. So very, very easy access to that. I'm going to go down now and zoom in. And again, you're going to have a lot of people probably travelling up here, travelling up in their RVs up the mountains. You'd nearly take a turn into kind of Fruitland if you wanted to pick up a bit of grub. But look what happens now when I go in just down in to the south of Fruitland. Like what's here? What's the first thing you kind of notice? There's an elementary school, there's a middle school, there's a high school, and then we have parks and stuff for the kids. So you can be sure there's going to be a lot of kids around this area. And obviously, like, this isn't... You don't be thinking about these things when you're designing towns and stuff like this, but right down south at the edge of the town, you have the school district. I think this looks like a baseball pitch, is it maybe? Tennis courts. And about 3 schools. And this is what you'll get up now on Google Maps as well if you put in Fruitland. But I just want to focus on this area just here for a few seconds. So over the next thing we have over on the left hand side is Little Housing Estate. And this is where Monkey lives. Where I just want to stay away from his house there now just for a while, because I just want to show you what would happen if you were on Google Maps. And perhaps you're driving through an area, perhaps you're actually looking for a location of where you want to find kids. First thing you're seeing, elementary, middle school, high school, and a load of sports grounds. That is literally 3 minutes from the highway. It's not even 3 minutes. You just zip down that in a few seconds, I'd say. And like you're across state lines in 5 minutes. Be across 2 state lines in an hour. You can be nearly a different country there in Canada in another hour or 2. Look, it's right on it. So would you all agree it's easy access? This little area here, just south. What else is in this frame that you think somebody interested in kids or some sort of predator would be interested in if he was looking at this? You see it's easy access off the road, you see the schools, you see the little parks. What else is in this frame? It's very easy to get in and get out, Sarah, yeah. Too easy. And I think that's when these cases happen, it's just that all these things colliding, and it happens here loads. You can literally walk through it and see. But I'd say when the FBI agents seen this, I wouldn't say they got a good feeling. Again, look at the mountains. If you were going to target an area, could you pick a better spot? But back in here to the south, what else is here? And you might click on it now. If you were going through a map, you're like, this is easy access off. I can see middle school and elementary, high school. There's going to be kids around. Right, look at Crestview Park. It's on the main road. It's next to a load of schools. And it's in the Monkey's little estate that has a one-way entrance. Look what happens when I click on this. So this now is just Google Maps. Anyone on Google Maps, that was interested in this area, seeing the schools, then sees Castleview Park, would have clicked on this last July. So the very first thing I get when I click it is a picture of kids, wet kids in the playground inside. Now, guys, the guy who took this photograph, his name is up there. He has a full profile. He's after putting himself fully public. Seems like he was at. There's other pictures on his profile of kids in park. I don't know whether they're his own kids or someone else, but if we can get this off one click, then obviously this stuff has been looked into. So he has 2 pictures put up of kids in the swimming pool. The second one is a bit more creepier because it looks like you're holding the phone down or something. But look at the date of that picture. July 2021. So he put these pictures on Google at a max 25 days, say, like they're 25 days before a monkey went missing. There's no one going to be out the last 2 days in July once he was taken in anywhere near that park. So I'll show you how close he is to it. So that's what I get if I'm in that area and I'm on Google by the schools and I click on this park. The first thing I see is a picture of kids playing in the water. Just pictures of young wet kids. It doesn't look like there's much kind of people around in those photos. So let's go in a bit. I'll actually put on a map version there now as well. So this is all the same area. This is just down south in Fruitland, just off the highway. Look, I've changed that and I just put on a map. School district. And then that park. That had those pictures uploaded in July 2021. So zooming in now on the park. If you were going into this park in this estate, and this is important because I think the cops gave us a little clue here. So you're zooming in on the park. Where do you think the entrance is? If you were looking at it like this. Like you would think it's up here, wouldn't you, by Cornwall Way? Or you think that's a bit closer. And you can see even here once you zoom in, there is a parking inside here. But this park just around the corner from Monkey's house does have entrances kind of up the side, and you can see down, like I say, all the kids would ponder away down there in the summer, and it was a roasting hot day. So I say it was very likely similar to those pictures that were uploaded. Okay, so that's the park. Monkey's house is down just over here now in the corner, but we'll come back to that because I want to talk about one. I hope that makes sense about why this will be a prime area. Schools, the road, the mountains, the access. I'm going down, I'm clicking on the first park that's by all the school area that I'm interested in and getting those pictures. Oh, hi Brandy. Sorry guys, I was looking at the maps there now, so I was barely looking at the chat. But yeah, you can see all the walking paths. And I geez, like I could be all this information that I have now. I'm just going off things I kind of found off the internet. But I think it can be it does paint a picture. Right, so I want to talk about how next now, I think it's fair to say that it's a prime area, that it's a good area. It's just completely unfortunate that this town is here right next to this massive highway, massive river, state lines. All the school district is shoved way down south of the town. So you have all these kids bunched together. And next thing we have over here in Castleview Park, somebody that has uploaded pictures of kids in July. So I'm going to speculate that the person or persons that took Monkey came in. They wanted to look at this park. They wanted to have a look at kids. They wanted to see was there kids around that they could grab. Didn't drive up here because there might have been people there. Instead, drove up around here, maybe Cornwall Way. Do you know what? We'll drop down. We'll drop down and we'll drive it. So and this now from Google Maps is September 2021. So I wasn't long after Monkey went missing. You can see his I think that was it? His poster. It is his poster outside. It is. Right, so we're going to drive down this road and we're going to turn in. I want you to take note as well here of the left hand side. I'll come back to these later. Okay, we're coming in the park. You can, if I can expand that. You can see here, you can follow me here now on the map, can't you? Can you see this? So we're now turned in to Monkey's estate. Yeah, I'm just seeing comments there on the neighbours. Oh, guys, that's such a lesson, isn't it? Such a harsh. I can't imagine. Like how, anyone out there, if you're seeing anyone going in home, don't take your eyes off them until they're in that door. I'm going to get back to this now because I'll get too distracted with the comments. So we're in the estate. We're just going for a little look here at this park because we're a creep, a predator. We know this is easy access to the main road. We know it's a school district surrounded by schools. We've had a look on Google and we can see that there's a little park over here and we can see that there's fresh photos after being updated of the kids. And that's another insane thing to do. I hope they're, even if they are his kids, like why are you putting pictures like that up on the internet? Right, so this is the main entrance to the park. And I'd say there hasn't been kids down here probably since. This is in September. So you can see all the walk paths beside it going up into the houses and behind. So now I'm going to go around because I want to go around for a better look. Are you able to follow this, guys? Okay, this is important here now. Well, on the way back out. So I'm turning up because I want to go for a better look up to that park. this street here wasn't originally on the list. By originally, I mean like very first day, and was added afterwards. So I think that there was definitely people walking up here, but I speculate that the car was up here also. So I'm looking out down at the houses in between the park. I don't know, is that like a little, is that a toilet? I don't know what that is. That little hut. I hope it's not, because you wouldn't really need one if you were living that close. But you can see everyone would gather down there on a hot day with the kids, and the little walk paths kind of down there. And I assume here as well, guys, like this is down here, it's different now, hindsight's 2020, but you're in a small estate, in a small town. I would imagine all the kids around here would just wander down here, especially if you're living on the green in behind. So what I think happened is the area is obviously a prime target, perfect location, school district, park across the road, photographs uploaded with kids. Whether it was planned, I don't know. Whether it was impulsive, someone passing through the area, someone who goes through the area regularly and was on the way home from work and went in for a look. Came in, drove past, drove up around here, trying to have a look down, see who's around. And now he's going to turn around to go back out. Probably disappointed. And very likely amped up. So now he's coming back out. I'm going to stop him. I'm going to stop him now here. Because it's, I believe, could be dislocation or where he first got eyes on Monkey. And just look at, I'll zoom down there first just to show you that. So remember that car now, because I'll try to retrace Monkey's step and I'll put him just down here on the corner. And imagine like he's in here creeping around, he's up there, might be after seeing kids, might not be after seeing kids, and next thing he comes down here and bang, just all these terrible unlucky situations of the road, the town, the layout, everything just collided right here. I'll just go. How do I get rid of that? Okay. So do you see where I am? I'm just in here on the corner now of the estate. Coming back out. And even look here again, like one right turn. And I'm straight onto that road. Straight onto it. And look where that goes. One right turn. Or a left. Might need two lefts. Right, where are we? So we're here. We're just after coming into the estate. We're after driving up around, see if we could get a better look up here. And we're parked down here. I'm just going to play my piano music for just to make myself a small bit more comfortable. Sorry, that's just for the silence of my ears. Right, so we have him on the corner. Next, we're going to look at... Guys, look at the fields here first off. Look at the cornfields. So we have him up here in the corner. We're going to go down now to Monkey coming up. Monkey's over here. It's his house. Let's just have a look there now at the cornfields, because I'll show you interviews later and they're all standing there. And if I think maybe at the start this was the location where they thought he was taken, and it still could be. I wouldn't rule it out. It would probably be the second place. So the house across the road. So remember when Brandy was on Chris McDonough's Sunday, she mentioned the garage door. That wasn't the front door. So if Monkey came out the front door, they would have heard it. But he came out. I think this is the door, the side garage door. He slipped out. I'll show you something here as well on Google. Look what you can, because this is this is September 2021 when all these images are, but you can go back to 2012 as well. That was the last time. Look at the difference in this house. It's gorgeous, isn't it? And the sun coming down, This isn't a rough, dodgy area we were expecting a kid to be grabbed. So Monkey slips out the door. Oh wait, I need to go back because I'm not looking at the comments at all, sorry. First he turns right. And you can see here, even in September, you can see kids' bikes and little basketball. There's basketball hoops inside. Just go here and I'll show it. Look at the cornfields over here, look. If you were lying down in there, child, you wouldn't see him. We've more small little dirt road down here, and you can see some of the water. They drained all this water now as well. That they talk about that. And another field. An alfalfa field, is it, Brandy? Sarah, thanks for that comment. You know yourselves, and Aaron's there as well. If anything at all, just get rid of them. So now we're going to go back. So this is the first house he called to. He came out, turned left. They thought he was probably going back in home. He goes up the road. And guys, this is important now to remember, all these neighbours seen him. This neighbour on the right hand side seen him. He carried on, went up the road, knocked on a second house, this house here. The house across the road seen him. He didn't knock on this house. Then he goes up here and knocks on, I think, a third door. He doesn't do anything with the two on the left. I think, I could be wrong, but I think this is the house that has the Ring doorbell. Let's see, can I zoom in there? Could be. And then he's going to go up here to the house next door. And I think he knocked here, or else it's the one next door. But look, he's gone a bit down the street now. Look where he is. I think it might actually be the next one that he knocked at. No, it wasn't. It was that one. It was this one. This was the last one he knocked at. And they, like every other neighbour, said that they sent him back down or watched him go back down. And he might have pretending to walk. I know I probably would have done that as a little boy, but like, don't be taking your eyes off kids until they're in that door. Or anyone. Right, so he's not quite where we are here now yet. We're in sight. And it could be something as simple as seeing a dog. Seeing a dog and chase a little dog. He just goes that extra little step. Now he's on the corner. And look here, look how this is shielded. Look at this, it's a beautiful house. You can't see much out of it. There's not much going on there. There's a house over here they didn't see. Monkey, I don't think. We've nothing down here. This house, big lovely tree in front of it, blocking the view. And now look where I'm facing now. Like, I'm facing the exact corner. I'll go back to the other one. So this is now where we have Monkey in this corner. And he's facing the corner of the guy that I'm speculating came in, went around to the park, went up here, had a look, came down, next thing, bang. And that's how easy it can happen. I will talk later on about if the possibility that, I'll just go back and show you. If there was someone on, this is where I am, this is where I was now in the corner. If it was someone on foot, could there be a chance of taking Monkey out this way and getting on just to this road here? That would have to be on foot now, you wouldn't have a car, because that's important. I'll come back to that later. So we have Monkey down here in the corner. And we have the car here. After spotting him. After probably being disappointed up here, a bit frustrated. Didn't see what he wanted to see. Thought he might have better access or whatever. Again, could be someone on foot also. Now I do think he was, because like lads, we've all seen cases before where you think it's probably a man that took a minute to turn out to be a couple. But I think there's a chance maybe he was lured rather than grabbed, because, and if Brandy is there, she might be able to confirm, but he had green flip-flops on. And I don't know, I know some people call flip-flops don't have the kind of back on them. So I'm wondering, are these flip-flops going to come off if you're grabbed? They won't if you're kind of lowered or you step in yourself. I tried to find a picture of him, I couldn't. But guys, either way, it's not, I know it sounds, it's not difficult to lure like a young boy like that. Come here, look at this puppy. Right, so I want to make sure I cover everything. The area, the location, Michael's last known movements. The dirt road. I'll just get the dirt road out of the way. And then I want to come back and talk about, I'll show you the media's reaction to this the next day, and you'll see, it will all make sense now when you see the media, because they're standing down here. You'll see the fields, you'll see the searches, you'll see the amount of people out, the community support. Like, they rallied, they really did. But again, look at how quick you're onto that road. Look at the mountains, it's just the centre of a star there. Because I did get very kind of excited at one stage in this case when, and I'll cover it after the media, the cars, because if you're in here in a car, there's one way in, that's it. So if there's a car coming in here, they're coming in, they can be coming into the park, I suppose. The guy that uploaded those pictures, it looks like he's not from the area and went in to the park. But more than likely, if you're driving past that, you know someone inside here, so you're calling to visit a friend. So obviously everyone was canvassed straight away. And there was cars that were, people didn't know, but I'll come back to them later, because there's one entrance in, but now we're going to look at, how else can we get out of here? In a car. So there's nothing up here. I thought there might have been something over here originally, but there's not. You can't drive across there. Look, I'll drop down just to show you. So look, can walk down, you can't drive down there. But look over here. So right at the end, Southwest A Street, a little dirt road. So yeah, so what we're going to do now is follow that. And these are two different images. When I'm down on the ground, it's a more up-to-date image than when I'm above here. And I was getting worried when I was following this initially. I'm going to drop down here now onto the main highway to have a look at this dirt road. Can we get out? Can we get out off that? There's a fence. There's a fence there. As you can see the road, it's still winding around. Where am I going? Oh, yeah. So now it's breaking off and it's going around fields, so I'm just going to follow it. Don't think you'd get through there. And you're on Snake River now straight away. But this is just a lip of it. Because look how quick the road is there. I'm going to drop down here because I thought I was like, oh, can you slip up here from the dirt road? And I don't think you can. Look, see it underneath us? It's travelling under a bridge. And now we're on the other side of the highway. So can we get back up onto it from this side? I feel as well if there was... would you take notice of something like that on a dirt road if you were on a highway? This is where it gets dangerous now. You start to wonder, can you get out here? I can't drop down, but I'm going to drop down on the road and look at the dirt track behind it. It doesn't look like you can. God, could you get out there? So it seems to be fenced in, guys. Is that all that's blocking it? Is it just a fence? No, that's in behind. Definitely not impossible. But you'd be... Oh, it does look like there's a fence there again. Right, but we go back to the estate now because I want to talk about... I'd love to know more details about the dirt roads around it. I would. But this is all I can do is just trace this one out and get down everywhere I can on the road and look for an exit off onto the road. And it wouldn't be safe, obviously, to have an exit like a dirt track onto a road, but you could definitely be handed over it. You would definitely be able to hand stuff over there if you were standing down there. That's for sure. Right, so I want to show you now the media from pretty much the next morning. They're just standing here now at the corner of the house. And this will give you all now a good idea of the search and the community that came together. The houses, they were all ripped apart. People, they really, really rallied around. I might play these as well on 1.25 just so I don't get copyright.
This afternoon.
Can you hear that okay? Oh, I can't see the chat. So this is the 28th. It's 28th of July. I think the volume should be okay, is it, guys?
The search for a missing 5-year-old boy that began late last night enters its second day. Michael Vaughan was last seen near Southwest 9th Street.
Southwest of 9th Street, but to see the air now, they have the dot on the right hand side when he came out. And that still could be the location, because like if he came out there and you just turn around here, you to turn the car around to go back out, they say you're going to spot him. But that's what they thought originally, and I think between the Ring doorbell cameras and the dogs, they kind of just realised it was actually the other side of the street. Now that's not to say he couldn't have walked around the block, but I don't think that's possible. I don't know whether they have Ring doorbell cameras and stuff like that, but this is where they're standing here now, just on the corner.
And South Arizona Avenue in Fruitland. He was last seen around 6:30 yesterday. Here's the information you need to know. Michael is about 3.5 feet tall and weighs 50 pounds. He was last seen wearing a light blue shirt with a Minecraft picture on it. He was wearing dark blue boxer briefs and sandals. Our Shira Matsuzawa is live now.
So look where she's standing there now. We'll drop down, I'll show you. So remember our location was Monkey down here, the car coming around the corner up here. She's going to be standing here now on this corner with this behind her. And again, look, I just want to take you up to the corner here just to show you if you came around, if you came down this road. Look where I am. I'm after going into the estate. I passed, realised, oh, there's nothing here. I'm just going to turn around, drive here to go back out. Next thing, bang, you have the image down below as well. And again, this spot as well, lads, like out 2 turns, one turn and you're gone. I'll go back here now. Wait.
look at these search efforts. Shira, what's the latest?
Kim, you know, it was 24 hours ago, almost 24 hours ago, when Michael Vaughan, 5-year-old Michael Vaughan, went missing from this neighborhood behind me. But just feet away, this field is just one area where crews spent most of the day searching for that.
Oh, this is... My internet's dodgy, I think.
Little boy.
Okay, look at the field, look how high the grass was. Look at
From
the
the
effort.
air and on the ground, crews from multiple agencies went door to door, talking to neighbors, searching yards and nearby fields, all in hopes of finding 5-year-old Michael Joseph Vaughan. Neighbors say they learned about the 5-year-old's disappearance around 7:30 on Tuesday night. They say Michael was a happy kid who lived in this neighborhood with his parents and grandfather. Cynthia Walker lives in the neighborhood and was walking her dog
Yes, Lord.
as the search was happening.
At 5 years old, I don't know that he would wander too far without one of us seeing him by now. There are volunteers, many volunteers out searching,
Go hide the
scanning
grasses.
fields, and we just want to have Michael back. We want him home safe.
Fruitland police didn't want to go on camera, but in a statement says Michael is considered missing and endangered. He was last seen wearing a blue Minecraft shirt like this one and dark blue briefs. After searching with the help of a canine, a drone, and helicopter, still no sign of the...
So this is just a follow day. They're all out there. And I always remember my mother telling me that when she was younger, they called the guard or the police on because her brother went missing. And it turns out he was asleep in the garden in the high grass. He was asleep in the high grass and they didn't see him. And I know it's easy to say no, but you can't see at the time why you would be, oh, he must have wandered off into the cornfield, into the grass.
the little boy.
We're just praying for the family, praying for Michael.
Yeah, Brandy, it's all the little things like that. I can, and you don't probably realize till you're in the situation. I know my own aunt lost her son last July. He passed away, but one of the things that kind of, I remember going out to the kitchen and she was very upset. She obviously was, but there was something triggered it, and I was trying to figure out what it was. And it was because someone had given her a condolence card, but it was the first time she ever seen her family's name without his name on a card. And obviously the person who gave that card had no idea. But look, this is the thing that murders will be all over and noticed straight away.
And earlier today, a local church group and its members were out here trying to find Michael. And they also said they started a prayer group in hopes of finding him. His aunt was also out here. She didn't want to go on camera, but she tells us she's grateful for the support. Kim?
Well, let's hope we find him soon. Shira, though, any details about the circumstances of his disappearance? 6:30 is right around dinner time, typically for families. Was he last seen with his parents? Any details like that?
They didn't have any
They've been
details here
released?
at the start because this is literally the next morning.
Not officially, no. You know, we are hearing things from different neighbors, but officially we're still waiting for more information from police. And they said once they have an update, they will notify us. And once we find out, we'll be sure to pass it along to the public as well.
And all the information Fruitland Police that they're giving us at this time is just this press release, right? They've not been talking to us on camera?
Correct, yes. There are no on-camera interviews, just this.
So I want to show you that one first. That was on July 28th. The next one is the following day, July 29th.
Back to our continuing coverage of this missing boy in Fruitland. The search continues this morning for 5-year-old Michael Vaughan. He was reported missing Tuesday night around 6:30 near Southwest 9th Street and South Arizona Avenue in Fruitland.
Today's search, and they're asking for the community's help now, comes after a full day of searching yesterday from the air, on the ground with K9s. People from multiple agencies went door to door yesterday. They talked to neighbors. They searched fields, searched yards.
Look at how much people.
All in hopes of finding this little boy. Neighbors say they learned about the 5-year-old's disappearance around 7:30 on Tuesday night. They say Michael is a happy kid who lived in this neighborhood with his parents and his grandfather. Cynthia Walker lives in the neighborhood. She was walking her dog as the search was happening.
At 5 years
I
old.
won't play Cynthia again. She's probably saying the same things the day before.
Our region, including Idaho State Police. Fruitland Police are now asking everyone who lives there to please search around your homes. And they want people to search their crawl spaces, their sheds, trailers, vehicles, anywhere that a boy could be hiding or even stuck right now. Again, this is a photo of Michael, blonde hair, blue eyes, about 3'7", last seen wearing a blue Minecraft shirt, dark blue briefs. If you know where this boy is, call 911 or the Payette County Sheriff's Office. And once again, the Fruitland Police Department is coordinating a citizen search this morning. So many of you have reached out to me and asked me if you can help. This is your moment. It will start in the southern parking lot of Fruitland High School at 9 a.m. They'll be searching between 9 and 1 p.m. with the public today. This is an organized, coordinated search with authorities, so please go to Fruitland High School to begin that search. Doug?
So people of Fruitland coming out straight away. What you want, where do you need us to go? Let's get organised. Let's find them.
Child alert went out at 8:20 p.m. with 4 different alerts by email, phone
Not
call.
ready for that one yet. I can get rid of Google Earth. Back to the maps there just for a second, just to refresh. So look, we have Fruitland. This is the town. This is the whole town now coming out. And again, like in cases like this, it's not good when you have state lines like that, because, and I don't think it was a case in this case. I think they worked very well together, but you don't want different cops in different jurisdictions. And the FBI were in here as well pretty early. They're tearing this place apart, tearing the neighbourhood apart. They go out into the town kind of further on as the days, but again, guys, like, look, just that road is terrifying. And this is obviously huge news in the state, but have the neighbourhood states, are they putting up much on their media? Which is why an Amber Alert was needed, and still is needed. Because on that video, that video we're after looking at, like, they literally, off their own criteria, which isn't set in stone or nothing like that, that it has to be within 12 hours. So by the time she's reporting the next morning, it's too late based off their criteria, which can be broken, by the way. It's just suggestions. That's all it is. Just think that's what it should be think of.
Again, this is a photo.
So the next day again.
Back to our continuing coverage of this missing boy in Fruitland. The search continues this morning for 5-year-old Michael
This is
Vaughan.
29th of
He was
July.
reported missing Tuesday night around 6:30 near Southwest 9th Street and South Arizona Avenue in Fruitland.
Today's search, and they're asking for the community's help now, comes after a full day of searching yesterday from the air, on the ground with K9s. People from multiple agencies went door to door yesterday. They talked to neighbors. They searched fields, searched yards, and all in hopes of finding this little boy. Neighbors say they learned about the 5-year-old's disappearance around 7:30 on Tuesday night. They say Michael is a happy kid who lived in this neighborhood with his parents and his grandfather. Cynthia Walker lives.
Sorry, I think that was the one I just played. I have them lined up here in the background.
A massive.
So I'm going to go on. This is the 29th also. I just want to run through like 2 or 3 of these because I think it shows exactly what was done in the search.
In Fruitland. Michael Vaughan disappeared Tuesday night near Southwest 9th Street and South Arizona Avenue in Fruitland. He has blonde hair, blue eyes, and is about 3'7", last seen wearing a blue t-shirt and dark blue briefs. Today, community members joined in on the search, and they spent the day searching from the air and the ground. Our Shira Matsuzawa was there. She joins us now live from Fruitland with the latest on the search. Shira, any sign?
Not at this moment. You know, search dogs are supposed to be out here later today from North Carolina, but Kim, I gotta say, the effort...
I think, I could be wrong, but I think maybe when those dogs come in from North Carolina was maybe when they moved the site up to the kind of crossroads. I think they maybe would have done it a bit sooner with the Ring doorbell.
Out here has been incredible to watch. People,
but they brought in dogs far and wide.
Eastern Oregon and Boise were all out here searching today, and they say by the end of the day they'll have every inch of the city covered.
What we would like to do is break you up into teams.
Thursday morning in Fruitland started like this.
We need to be careful about how we're conducting our searches today. We're in residential areas, and we're going to be talking to people.
Look at this, guys. Look at all the people out
in our city that have, trust me, an emotional tie to this thing as well.
The community coming together to search for 5-year-old Michael Vaughan, also known as Monkey.
Hello, we're searching the area for the missing little boy.
Tonalea Atnip was among the volunteers.
My kids are all grown, and I can't even imagine the feeling of not knowing where your child is, and especially for this long. It's heartbreaking.
Tasha Brown doesn't know Michael, but she, along with about 100 others, have also been handing out flyers, searching the city, looking for the 5-year-old.
The first night, right after we got the code red alert for Fayette County, me and 2 of our friends came out, and we have 3 lab puppies that we came and brought, and we walked 8.5 miles that night, searching until about 3 in the morning.
Fruitland Police.
So they're all out.
Chief J.D. Huff says they thought it was important to organize Thursday's search and expand it into the city.
So it's expanding now into the city. So they've obviously ripped apart all around the area, and they're moving in.
Pretty incredible to know that you've got a community and that much support when we need it. And so, having said that, it's
wow, Brandy, that's fast.
it's also a big challenge for us due to the fact that we've got to try to coordinate our efforts where this isn't something that happens in the city of Fruitland very often.
Some businesses, like Idaho Pizza Company, even closing on Thursday afternoon.
I thought that was incredible. So the pizza joint closed, and I assume all the staff just went out looking for him. They were like, no, not selling pizzas today. We're going looking for Michael.
Search.
He's an amazing little boy. Your typical little 5-year-old, very curious, inquisitive, just fun-loving little dude.
Jen Smith Newman just saw Michael on Monday night. She lives next door to the family. She says Michael's grandfather asked her to share this statement.
He wants the community of Fruitland to know that they are so very grateful for everybody coming out, lining these streets, these fields, looking for Monkey. The show of this community has been so amazing. There's just so much gratitude and thankfulness from the family that they wanted it to be known.
All this as the family is still waiting, hoping for answers as to what happened to their little boy. And the Fruitland police chief says they too are grateful for the support here in the community. Because this is an ongoing investigation, he couldn't talk specific details about this case, but he says the search will continue tomorrow. Kim?
Shira, that neighbor said it best. The showing of support from the community is beyond amazing to see. Let's hope they find Michael Little Monkey soon.
Absolutely.
His nickname, Little Monkey, soon.
Sorry.
State Police issued an
This one from.
Residents in the area to
Yeah,
check.
already played you that one. Sorry, I'm just catching up here on these clips. I preloaded them, but it's not working for me. Following day, the 30th. So it's all hands on deck.
Michael, who also goes by Monkey, was reported
Look it
missing
up. Look at
Tuesday
everyone
night in
again.
Fruitland. While law enforcement continue to search for clues as to where he might be, support around the Treasure Valley is pouring into the community. Teams of people searching the town for hours today, all hoping to find Michael. Our Tristan Lewis has been following this story for us the past 2 days. Tristan, what stops are being pulled out in this search?
Kim, Fruitland police say water levels in area canals were reduced yesterday, but they had no success in finding Michael there.
So they drained the water. Remember, I was showing you the water side of the fields and the canals.
Agencies around the valley are stepping up to provide help however they can. Every second matters in a case like this, so crews can narrow the search and point their resources in more targeted areas.
They need help, and you gotta help.
A community working together to find 5-year-old Michael Vaughan, who has been missing for more than 48 hours.
It's amazing. It's a great community. There's lots of support.
Fruitland police organized a community-wide search Thursday to locate the boy, who also goes by Monkey. The city was split up into 4 zones for volunteers to search. Folks were door knocking, asking neighbors questions if they have seen anything strange in the past few days, all in hopes to get any answers to where Michael may be.
It's pretty incredible to know that you've got a community and that much support when we need it.
Neighboring agencies have also been aiding in the search for Michael, like Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue Unit. They were called out Tuesday night to search, the same night he was reported missing. They say it's important to act quickly whenever anyone is missing, but possibly even more so when it's a child.
If they're experiencing anxiety from in being lost and being separated from their family and loved ones and surroundings that they're familiar with, easing that emotional distress and getting them back to their family is clearly of paramount importance.
Their part in locating Michael consisted of using search teams, trackers, canines, drones, even bikes.
All of those resources would be in play for a search like this at the discretion and coordination with law enforcement, who is overseeing this particular search.
While Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue was called off on Wednesday afternoon, Fruitland police are continuing to coordinate search efforts. As community members remain involved in the search for Michael, Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue says it's crucial for people to stay in touch with officials while doing so.
We don't have teams of folks that are searching the same area repetitively and potentially inadvertently missing areas that are important that need to be searched.
As of tonight, this search remains very active, and police are asking everyone in the area to thoroughly search their property. If anyone is doing a search and comes across anything, you are asked to contact Fruitland Police as soon as possible. And Fruitland Police, again, want to thank everyone for their continued support, especially in these last couple of days. Kim?
The support is amazing. Tristan.
I think this is important, guys, because I think for some reason people underestimate the search. Okay, I'm going to go to the following day now where the police chief is talking. I think Brandy is talking as well in this one, but I think we watched that before. I just want to focus on the search here and the efforts and stuff like that.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is J.D. Huff, and I'm the Chief of Police for the City of Fruitland. And I just want to start out by saying thank you for attending today. This thing is monumental, and it's super important that we have you guys here helping us out, getting some words out here today. So I want to start this off by introducing some of my counterparts here, some of my partners that are helping me with this. I'll start out with Special Agent Brian Sullivan with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Captain Matt Sly with the Idaho State Police. I've got Chief John Plaza with the Payette Police Department, Brian Marinelli with the Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue Team.
So they're all out, all the forces.
The family of Michael Joseph Vaughan here, Brandy and Tyler and Brandy's sister here today with us. So I'm going to read my press release to you, and then I'll stand by for a few questions for you once we complete this, okay? Today, the Fruitland Police Department, in conjunction with the state police, multiple Treasure Valley law enforcement agencies, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation, we continue to search for missing and endangered 5-year-old Michael Joseph Vaughan, MJ to his family and friends. Michael was last seen near his residence on Southwest 9th Street in Fruitland at approximately 6:30 p.m. on July 27th, 2021. Operations to date include the methodical search of the area near Michael's residence, which included 2 irrigation runoff ditches, which were drained by the Fruitland Public Works Department in an extensive search and rescue effort, including the use of canines, aerial, and marine and land support. Idaho Fish and Game officers are continuing to search the river by boat, 4 to 5 miles downriver and back up, and in the sloughs of the Snake River as well. The Fruitland Police Department will continue to organize search and rescue operations with resources provided by the Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue Team, the Fruitland Fire Department, and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and others. We've received a tremendous amount of support from the Fruitland community and will continue to call upon them, but as needed. We're continuing to seek the public's assistance to identify individuals who are in the area of Southwest 8th, Southwest 9th, and Cornwall Way in Fruitland from 6:30 and 7:15 p.m. on Tuesday, July 27, 2021. If you were in that area or you know someone who was, please contact us at 208-642-6006, extension 0. That's the Fayette County Sheriff's Office, and again, a tip line. Even if you don't believe that you have something that's relevant or relevant information to this case, we want you to contact us so we can recreate a complete picture of the time that Michael was last seen. Every minute counts in these investigations when searching for a missing child, and we appreciate the public's support and cooperation as we continue the search for Michael. If you live in the immediate area, please thoroughly search your property to include any outbuildings, vehicles, anything that a 5-year-old kid could get into. We also ask that you review any security camera footage that you may have that may be attached to your house. Video is extremely important to us in these circumstances and these investigations. We're also very grateful for the public's assistance in following up on each lead. We are vigorously following up on each lead that we're getting in. So I want to make it clear that as your tips are coming in, they're not falling on deaf ears. The community knows because they see us out here every single day, pounding the pavement, pounding these rural areas. We are working. We're committed to finding Michael, and we're not going to leave any stones unturned. So you need to understand that the investigation of this child we're using every resource, and it's very intense. We ask that the community only report information from credible sources to law enforcement. And as we know, that we know that if we're just coming up with speculation, it causes rumors, and we'd like to have factual information. So please help us out that way so we can chase down factual leads. We also want to emphasize that Michael's family continues to be 100% cooperative with our investigation, and we're asking you to be extremely respectful of their privacy during this situation, and we would appreciate that. Super difficult time, as you would know. So Michael was last seen wearing a light blue Minecraft t-shirt over here on my left, dark blue boxer briefs, a child size 11 sandal, and he stands 3 foot 7 inches tall. He's 50 pounds. He's got blonde hair, blue eyes, and he answers to the nickname Monkey. If you see Michael, have any information that would lead us to his whereabouts or his location, please call the Fayette County Sheriff's Office at 208-642-6006, extension 0. So we just want to extend our appreciation to our community. We thank you for your continued support and the media. And with that, I'll stand for a few questions.
Even the first question, guys, is like, we have people here, we want to help. What do you want us to do? What do you want us to do? And he's asking for Ring doorbell cameras, any footage, anything at all.
Okay, thank you. That's a great question, and we've been getting that quite a bit. I would tell you that where we certainly appreciate the public's wanting to help us, we've evaluated that several times, and it can become a little problematic for us. So what we're asking the public to do at this point is to search their residences and their homes. You never know. We got a 5-year-old kid out there. He can wander in and out of places.
Oh my God, guys.
Backyards,
I'm so sorry. I had a members tab. I did not mean to have that one running down below. Oh, sorry. I had that one made out for this stream.
that he could be on a larger piece of property, that's what we're asking the public to do. We have trained professional search teams with search canines that are certified, and we're in these areas that we have been for the last 3 days now. So we're asking for the public to stay out of those areas and let us search those with these certified search teams. They're professionals, they know what they're looking for. A lot of times when we recruit civilian help, they miss things. And so where we have such an
I know, Brandy, you can see it in both of you. I can't even imagine.
Inch by inch with trained searchers who know what they're looking for. And they have canines that accompany them that are trained and certified as well. So we're just asking the public to help us out that way. Let us work through this with trained professionals. At the end of this, if we still find nothing, we may recruit the public's help in another mass area search down the road. But that'll be down the road, and that is an as-needed event. Okay? Thank you. Corey.
What credible leads have you gotten so far?
Corey, thank you for the question, but I'm not gonna opine or weigh in on the ongoing investigation into this thing. I just can't do it. So I appreciate that. Our focus and our main focus is finding MJ and bringing him back to his family, and that's where we're at right now. Search and rescue operations, and we're going to continue doing that. So thank you.
And you mentioned canine teams coming in. Were some canines brought in from out of state as well?
Well,
yes.
Yes, they were.
We've got canines had at least 10 specific canine teams from at least 3 different agencies.
I'm sorry, can you step up to the podium just a second? Sorry.
We've had at least 10 separate canine teams from 3 different organizations that span from coast to coast.
Thank you, Brian.
Yeah, you are.
Can you talk more about what the outside agencies are able to bring to the case?
Oh my gosh, thank you for the question. These outside agencies bring everything to the case that I can't. Manpower, resources, equipment, I mean, everything. I mean, the city of Fruitland, we're a small city. We've got 12 officers out here beating the street every day. So bringing these experienced, qualified people into these investigations for us it's just completely incredible, and it's huge for us. The City of Fruitland Police Department we can continue to support our community and handle those calls for service that we need to, while adding support to this team here as we continue this investigation. Yeah, it's incredible. So.
Has any additional equipment been brought outside from the Fruitland Police, like with these agencies?
I don't understand your question. So any other equipment? So we do have drones that have been brought in from the Meridian Police Department. We have an Idaho State Police drone, as well as a Payette County drone and a Sand Hollow Fire drone, all of which are pretty sophisticated, and they have FLIR capabilities, and we are continuing to use those as we search.
And just for the people that aren't familiar, could you explain what FLIR is?
FLIR is a forward-looking infrared thermal imaging device, and so we put that up there. We like to primarily do that in areas where it's a little bit cooler, so maybe in the morning or late at night, where we can get a little better signature or heat signature on those devices, and so we're continuing to do that. It's a great resource.
So. Is there anything you can release about? Was there any indication of a direction of travel or a direction that Michael might have gone, or anything of that nature that you can release?
You know, I will tell you that he was last seen there on Southwest 9th. We're still trying to pin down some directions of travel, but I don't have that. You know, our goal is to find him, and we're going to continue hunting, and I will tell you that everything is on the table on this, okay? So we're going to continue our search and rescue efforts, and I appreciate you guys. I thank you for being out here today. And having said that, would the family like to speak to this at all? No.
I just want to thank the community and all the enforcement agencies that have been continuously, tirelessly looking for him. And anybody that has any information, please contact the Fruitland PD. We just want our monkey home. We just miss our baby and we want him home.
Anything helps. Anything.
Okay. Thank you, guys. All right, with that, we'll conclude. I thank you for coming.
Okay, guys, so you see the effort that went into this in the first few days. The teams, the equipment, the community, turned upside down. I'm going day by day here now as well.
Well, tonight, concern and confusion in Fruitland as law enforcement and the community continue to search for a missing 5-year-old boy. Michael Vaughan, also known as Monkey, has been missing since Tuesday night. Now, we've watched as multiple law enforcement agencies have used helicopters, drones, and canines to find the little boy. Now, a national agency is joining in on the search, and it comes as we're now expecting an update about this case from police. Our Tristan Lewis is live in Fruitland, where he has been staying on top of this story for us this week. Tristan, walk us through what you've learned.
Share the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children say they have.
Sorry. Right, so we're on the first now.
Well, it's been nearly 5 days, and tonight still no sign of 5-year-old Fruitland boy Michael Vaughan. Multiple agencies from here in Idaho and across the country, like Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue and the FBI, are all helping, trying to find Michael. And this comes as the police department is still asking for community support. Our Tristan Lewis joins us now. And Tristan, police aren't looking for community search teams right now, but they do want people to thoroughly check their property.
Yeah, Shira, Fruitland police are asking neighbors in the area to check in crawl spaces, trailers, vehicles, and take a look at any security camera footage. If you see anything, they want you to contact them as soon as possible. They're also asking people who are in the area of Southwest 8th Street, Southwest 9th Street, and Cornwall Way on Tuesday to call dispatch.
Cornwall Way. So just going back to the maps. Southwest 8th Street, Southwest 9th Street. Sorry, I was stepping away from the mic there. And now they're after throwing in Cornwall Way. So we know they were interested in either cars or people or someone that was up around this area. Because I'm curious to know, like, did you all know about that? And I mean, like, the people who are following this case, kind of like me. But did you all know about that photograph that was uploaded in that park in July, around the corner from Monkey? Were you aware of that piece of information? Because even looking at how close that is there, what I was thinking when I came across it was, imagine if this was another case, or the Summer Wells case, that 100 yards, 200 yards away, there was photographs like this being uploaded and children playing like that. We'd all be after hearing about them. We'd have content about them. We'd have 100 hours content about them. But yeah, for some reason in this case, and this is something very easy to find, people just didn't click on, didn't even look for it. I'm talking now about like big time content creators that are creating content on, you know what, every day. Because like one of the things that I heard that's kind of frustrating and annoyed me was, if you can't throw unfounded rumours out there, then it's too, there's nothing to cover. Well, clearly there is. Clearly there's a lot. Like, it's because they only want to cover a certain thing. I just can't help but feel that photograph was a trigger to get the person in that area. Like, when you're looking at it, how close it is to the road, you're seeing elementary school, middle school, high school, district, little baseball park, tennis courts, screams kids. If you're on this on Google and then you click on that park, it's up in front of you in green, and the first thing you're seeing is picture of kids playing in water. And these photographs were uploaded in July 2021, probably very shortly before Monkey was taken. And like that was the first thing that That was the very first thing that I did when I went into this area. And guys, you can all do this. This will all pop up in your phone. If you go into your phone, go into Google Maps, put in Monkeys area, all the schools. It's going to stick up in green, Castleview Park. Click on it. The very first picture. Like, if you didn't know any better, you'd be thinking, are these target spots? Are these kids being marked? But again, like, I assume if I can find this in one click, then Ellie and whoever is after going into this, and like, you can click. I'll click on this guy's profile. This is all public, so you can see he's in forest areas and stuff like that, and you can see why he would be passing through Fruitland. I assume a lot of people like this will be passing through. Wouldn't really expect him to be going into an estate, playing in an area, but this is listed on Google Maps. And he did, because he went in there and took photographs. He has other photographs up of other parks around, other kids, which I hope are his. You can see all his reviews, and it could be something innocent that he did. Stupid. But I just can't help but feel that it's something that would drag someone over. Because it's the first thing you see. It's the first thing you see. And look, it's in green as well. It's calling you to click it. So did he come in? Was he looking at the park, looking for kids? Crawl up the back here, Cornwall Way. Have a look at the kids going down. He's coming back down to turn out, and next thing, bang. And look how quickly you can get over there and get onto that road. Look how quickly you can get to Canada. Like, all these states need to be pushing out his face, pushing out his poster. He could be like, I don't know, there's a few scenarios, but I just, that photograph just turns my stomach a small bit. And I could be completely way off here. Like, guys, I haven't talked to Brandy, I haven't talked to anyone, the family or anything. I have no idea. All I'm going off is public information. Right, I need to get focused. Where am I?
Fruitland PD assures that they are following up on any leads they get.
We just want our monkey home. We just miss our baby and we want him home.
As the search for missing 5-year-old Michael Vaughan approaches day 5, Fruitland police say they are committed to finding the boy and making sure no stone is left unturned.
The community knows, because they see us out here every single day, pounding the pavement, pounding these rural areas. We are working.
Law enforcement has done in-depth searches around the last area Michael was last seen, with small town. She's impressed with how the community has come together this past week. She knows law enforcement, search teams, and neighbors are doing everything they can to bring this 5-year-old boy back home.
Thank you from our community. We're just very grateful that we have everybody coming together. It's really great to know that we have that support from other communities that are close by.
And as people call into the police on any leads, they want to remind the public to make sure it is from credible sources and not report on any speculation. Again, every second matters on a case like this. Shira?
Thanks, Tristan. I know a lot of people are still waiting and hoping to find out more information about this. And if you know where he is, just call 911 or the Payette County Sheriff's Office.
Multiple other state and federal.
All right, so I'm up to the third now.
It has been almost a week since a 5-year-old boy disappeared in Fruitland, and today the Fruitland Police Department is asking residents to check security footage and search their property as they and multiple other state and federal agencies search for Michael Vaughan. Michael, who also goes by the nickname Monkey, was last seen 6 days ago on Tuesday evening in Fruitland. He is 3 feet 7 inches, weighs about 50 pounds. He was last seen wearing a blue shirt and boxer briefs. Fruitland police say that they have
people knocking on doors, pretty much the same thing. Look at them all again.
Surrounding areas. Also enlisted the public's help to do so. And now they're asking Fruitland residents to search their property. And
okay, so that's pretty much the same up there as the last one. Gonna go to the
bring Michael home. Those are the words
7th of August now.
Flyers, signs, and social media posts around the Treasure Valley. 5-year-old Michael Vaughan has been missing for 10 days. Search efforts around the city of Fruitland and nearby have not slowed down, and people around the area say they won't slow down until they know where he is. Tonight, our Tristan Lewis shows us how neighbors are coming together for Michael and his family.
The search for Michael Vaughan continues, and the community of Fruitland remains vigilant in finding the boy and spreading the word about his disappearance. Billboards like this have popped up around the area, hoping it'll catch the attention of anyone passing by who might have any information to where Michael may be. Hope. It's what's been driving the community of Fruitland this past week and a half.
If my kids were out there, I would want every single person out there looking for my kids as much as possible.
The bikers were amazing as well. I think I have another clip coming up on what they did.
Handing out flyers and putting up signage, all in the hope that something, anything, will lead them in the direction to where missing 5-year-old Michael Vaughan could be.
We need to find him. We need to find him.
People are wanting to do whatever they can to bring Monkey back home. People like Monique Peterson and Erica Moltke, who painted a few billboards around town that have Michael's picture and description.
I can't do much, I can't physically do much, but I can paint, and so that was my option.
As the search remains at the forefront of everyone's mind,
this little boy has become the community's son.
There are also efforts to show Michael's family they have support during this devastating time too.
This is their neighbor, this is their people, and for not knowing the family and for jumping in like they have, it's just amazing.
Dozens of bikers around town and around the Treasure Valley are showing support the best way they can, by riding their bikes, so the family can see and hear people are united with them. Even tying their handlebars in their seats with a blue ribbon, Michael's favorite color.
If there's one thing that we know about the motorcycle community in this valley is they come together, especially for children.
For this close-knit town, some prayer and some more hope.
Dear Heavenly Father, our little monkey boy is still missing.
Are what's needed at the end of the day.
We want to make sure this little boy comes home, and we're going to make every effort possible to make that happen.
In Fruitland, Tristan Lewis, Idaho's News Channel 7.
And a community prayer is held every night at 7:30 over at the Fruitland Community Park. The organizer of the prayer says it will continue every night until
they turned the place upside down.
All of these people are doing this all out of the kindness of their heart. They have not been asked, and it just shows you that if this continues and we continue to go that way, the community is what's going to bring Monkey home.
The search for the missing 5-year-old boy out of Fruitland continues into another day. Michael Vaughan was reported missing from his home in Fruitland on July 27th, 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks
Family
now.
friends describe Michael as a curious, friendly boy who simply just wandered off onto the front yard to go over to a neighbor's house. Now, search teams in Idaho and across the country are working to find Michael and to bring him home. Our Tristan Lewis continues to follow this case, and tonight he spoke with a family friend. Tristan, I hear Michael's parents have a special message for the community.
Kim, I got a chance to speak with Jennifer Cox tonight. She's a close friend of Michael's parents, Brandy, Neil, and Tyler Vaughan. She has been acting like a soundboard for them during this devastating time. Well, she's doing whatever she can for Michael and his family. People around the Treasure Valley are doing the same. Jennifer says Brandy and...
I don't think I want to play Jennifer. I think I know who Jennifer is. I could be wrong, but I'm not taking a chance because I heard that as given as another name. If it is, it's like there was a babysitter there that wasn't there that day, and she's off to posting stuff on, giving stuff to content creators on YouTube that I think is not very nice. So I don't even want to go there with her.
Where is 5-year-old Michael Vaughan? It's a question that continues to be on a lot of people's minds. Across the Treasure Valley, people are trying to make sure this Fruitland boy story is not forgotten.
Could be a completely different girl, I don't know,
Members are
but
putting
I'm
up
not taking a
billboards,
chance because I
posting
do
flyers, and
think her
even
name could be
traveling through
Jennifer.
towns and groups on their motorcycles to raise awareness. Our Tristan Lewis shows us what a local motorcycle group has been doing to support Michael and his family.
The Treasure Valley Long Riders realize how hard it has been for Michael Vaughan's family. After weeks of planning, they're hoping the money raised for them at their benefit ride and auctions can relieve a little bit of the stress they have. As the search for missing 5-year-old Michael Vaughan continues, the outpour of support for his family does as well.
It's all about the family and pulling together as a community, not just one community, the whole Treasure Valley.
This support is coming in different ways. It could be the community donating money or meals to the family, or it could be just spreading the word about Michael.
We want to make sure that Michael's face is out there for everyone to see, and that's why this is so important, that it helps bring awareness to people so that they can keep their eyes out for him.
People have been donating their money, their business, and their time to help their neighbors in a devastating situation.
Because it could be us tomorrow.
The Treasure Valley Long Riders put on a benefit Saturday called the Bring Monkey Home Poker Ride. All of the donations and proceeds will go towards Michael's family.
It's overwhelming. The community has come together and everybody's supporting the family, letting them know that they're supported and they're not going through this alone, but we're here for them.
Coming together for the Long Riders meant traveling through different towns Saturday. The group started in Caldwell, then made pit stops in Homedale, New Plymouth, Fruitland, and ending their ride in Weezer.
Oh, but she did good, Jennifer.
Saw them, and it got them
I'm sorry.
more.
Sorry, good Jennifer. I just spotted. I didn't want to take a chance.
Absolutely supportive of other members, and we all come together to help people.
The event also drew help from members who aren't in the biker community, like Cheryl Farley, who is the donation coordinator for the silent and live auctions and put together the baskets.
I like to help people. That's what I do. I'm really active in the community.
While good news has been far and few in the past few weeks, seeing the community come together has been a highlight for many.
This is what our towns do.
In Weezer, Tristan Lewis, Idaho's News Channel 7.
Right, so I've only, I think, 3 more short ones. And I think this was good just to take you along the timeline and
Today
to
also
show the
marks
search.
5 weeks since the disappearance of 5-year-old Michael Vaughan in Fruitland. The community has been searching for the 5-year-old in all corners of the area. Local, state, and federal agencies are all helping with the investigation. At this point, authorities have not released any breaks in the case. If you happen to have any information, please call Fruitland Police or the Payette County Sheriff's Office.
Okay.
Home to a lot of people. And when one of their neighbors or one of their members of the community needs something, they're willing to jump out and help.
More than 50 days after he went missing, the search for 5-year-old Michael Vaughan continues. Fruitland police saying while search efforts have changed within the past few months, their commitment to finding that little Fruitland boy has not. A reward to find Michael has now been increased to $26,000. Our Tristan Lewis has been following this devastating story out of Fruitland since the beginning. You join us now in the studio. Tell us about the latest community efforts.
So, Carolyn, much of that reward it has been donated from people throughout the community. Anonymous community members, Fruitland police say the Vaughans actually received a large donation recently and put that to the community's reward. Community fundraisers have been going on for the past month, and it's all in hopes to help bring Michael home and help his family. While there's only just a few teams taking up playing space on pool tables at the Double Diamond Steakhouse and Saloon, next weekend, the owner of the new Plymouth Bar and Grill expects the place to be filled, all because of a close cause near and dear to the Piatt County community's heart.
We want to try to do whatever we can to help bring him home.
Double Diamond is hosting a pool tournament and silent auction for the Vaughan family, whose 5-year-old son, Michael Vaughan, went missing on July 27th.
This is Fruitland, Piatt County, Boise, Idaho, Treasure Valley. We don't have those kinds of things happen here. So it's disturbing. And to have it in such a small-knit community, just it doesn't make sense.
Although it's been nearly 2 months since Michael's disappearance from his home in Fruitland, search efforts remain vigilant. Fruitland police writing on Facebook Friday, the search has taken on several phases. But please know, what has not changed is our commitment and our hope to bring this little boy back to our community and to those who love him.
And they're just going to continue the search until they're able to bring answers to the family.
The community surrounding the Vaughans have not given up either. Many continue to support the family however they can, by spreading the word about Michael, donating money, or putting on fundraisers, like Robin Kuzma and Double Diamond.
The fact that this is a small community, it still has that hometown feel. And whether or not you know the family directly, you know somebody that does. And so it's almost as if everybody is a neighbor, even if they're half a county away or even towards Boise or Twin Falls.
A portion of what the pool tournament makes will go towards Michael's family, whether it is using it to add to the reward fund.
Like completely rallied around it, but like what's key now, guys, for Monkey is people outside his state sharing his photo, sharing his poster. Because I hope this is giving a sense of an idea of what it was like in the town.
And continuing to spread Michael's picture and name, or anything else.
Whatever they think is the best use of those funds is how we want them to spend it.
Now, this tournament is next Saturday, and sign-ups start at 4 p.m. and play kicks off at 5. It's a $20 buy-in with $10 going towards the Vaughan family, but Double Diamond will match.
Right, so I'm going to jump ahead now to the 9th of October.
Thank you for bringing us.
Well, it's been 72 days since 5-year-old Michael Vaughan was last seen.
Isn't it frightening looking at these clips? Just bang. 2 days, 3 days, 7 days, 14 days, 20 days, 72.
Outside his neighborhood in Fruitland. Now, police continue to investigate every detail of the case, and now they have a new lead that may bring them closer to bringing the missing boy home. Our Tristan Lewis has been covering this case since July, and he joins us now in the studio. Tristan, you spoke with the police chief, J.D. Huff. What did he have to say?
Sure, this new lead was brought to police by a witness who had vehicle information. Chief Huff says it could prove to be very helpful with tightening up the timeline of Michael's disappearance, and details about this information was not released, but Huff says he's excited he's able to continue to move things on. And so far, police have received 471 tips in regard to Michael's disappearance, and they continue to follow up on each one. Investigators continue to look through neighborhood surveillance videos from July 27th. The last night Michael was seen. And he was last seen on Southwest 9th Street, Washington Avenue, and Cornwall Way area between 6 p.m. and 7.
Now, the second car has been ruled out. They found who it was, and they told us that. And I'll talk about the white one as well. But look, guys, look at the photo first off. I have no knowledge or any kind of inside information. I haven't talked to anyone from the family or anything before I'm saying anything here. The first car was ruled out. They told us that. The second car, this one, the white one, they were looking for a while, even up to the last December. They were still mentioning, yes, we're looking for that, but it has been dropped in the last press release. So I don't know whether that means that they have the car and they ruled it out, or they have the car and they're investigating. But I did confirm with Brandy because I wanted to update Mikey's put the poster that is something that they're prioritising right now, and I think that answer is no. I don't have any other update other than that. But I want to just look at, right, so we're going through the timeline, we're going through what's after happening. Next thing, we have 2 cars, and look at the location. So the first time I seen this, I was like, oh God, please let that be somewhere good. Okay, remember I told you about these trees earlier on? Let's go back to our maps. And the one entrance in. I'm going to drop me down here just opposite the park. And look at them here. And look at the house. So I was buzzing when I seen that because I was like, oh my God, they have a camera on the entrance. And it must be someone over here. Guessing, well, it has to be. Someone over here has the security cameras that are up there. But it's after capturing the road. The only way out. And these photographs were taken just like 2 minutes. I think maybe 27. Now remember, we followed that dirt road and we couldn't seem to get out. I'm not saying you can't, or I'm not saying someone could be handed over or something like that on that dirt road, but the main road, if you were going in there, if you were in there in a car, there's a camera and they have 2 cars that they have not identified. One they have since, and one we're not sure on the update.
Michael Vaughan was last
Cornwall Way area between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. There, while looking through footage, they discovered 2 vehicles that were in the area around that same time he was last seen. One of the cars was a 2016 to 2020 white Honda Pilot. The other car was a 2010 to 2011 blue Dodge Avenger.
These people are not suspects or persons of interest, but it's important for us to talk to each one of them. That helps us complete the picture of the events that took place that evening, and that is the reason why we're seeking these people. We're trying to talk to everybody and get every, tidbit of information that might help us, piece this together.
Officials also say 2 people were last seen near the splash pad at Crestview Park on that evening. One of the people police want to speak with is a man with dark hair and facial hair. He was wearing dark-colored shorts, no shirt, and jogging on that sidewalk around 6:15 p.m. the day Michael went missing. The other person was also a man with dark hair. He was wearing a white t-shirt and black shorts. Anyone with any information is urged to contact the Fruitland Police Department at 208.
So 2 men walking around as well that they didn't know.
006.
If anybody has anything, knows anything, or has seen anything, and was in that area on or around July 27th, strongly encouraging people to come forward. We really need that information. And based on the fact that we still have people out there with significant information that have not brought that information forward, it encourages us, and we know they're still out there.
The reward for Michael's safe return has also increased to $40,000. It's available through November 5th to any active investigation. He says that he and 3 other officers at Fruitland PD are working on this case.
All right, so I just have one more, and then I want to just kind of wrap it up, but I want to look at the possibilities as well, guys. Just, do you know what, I might as well do it now, before that one. Because I think it's important with that car, because we have no information, we have to look at as well the possibility that it was on foot. Did he get to this road out here by foot? Like, would they be so consciously aware? They definitely will in the future, because when everyone has their Ring doorbell cameras, you're not going to be able to drive in. But let's just say, for example, you are already a sophisticated group and you're aware of that sort of thing. You're like, we can't take the cars in because everyone now has Ring doorbell cameras. This is the nightmare scenario, like, and if they're parked out here, and if there's nothing on camera at all, like, you can't say it's impossible to be lured down around the field, and just out on this road, just anything to avoid. You'd have to take a chance then as well that I suppose the neighbours here don't have one either, but it does frighten me to think that the vehicle was that cute and out here waiting. And again, guys, look, like going back, look how fast you're onto that road. So that's maybe why I think it's important at the moment, because we have no update on that white car to, like, if someone thinks that, oh, this guy's a bit dodgy, did I see him with someone that looks like Mikey, but he doesn't have a white car, so I'm not going to call it in. Absolutely not. No, call that in, you know. Don't get caught up in it at all, because we don't have information on it. We don't know. Okay, I just seen went back to the chat, so there's still one man not identified as Brandy the jogger. Yeah. And that's what these gangs, guys, like, that's what they're definitely going to be tuning into Ring doorbell cameras very, very fast. But that more than likely goes after the scenario then that it's planned rather than something spontaneous. Alright, that's... Then this is the last video. I'm just going to play the police's update from this one.
Day in and day out to find.
So now we're going right up, guys, the 18th of November.
Thanks for being here with us today. We appreciate you. I want to start out by thanking our friends from the media for being here and giving us another opportunity to get Michael back in the headlines and at the forefront. Michael's case has impacted everyone who has heard about it, but likely not as much as it has impacted Brandy, Tyler, Michael's family, and the law enforcement officers working day in and day out to find him. I want to express my sincere thanks to you all for being here and covering the updates that we have for you today. The search for Michael will not stop until he's found, and the search remains very active. As I've said to the public, the effort may look a little bit different from time to time, but those of us in law enforcement leading the search and the investigation, Michael's on the top of our mind. He's our top priority, and finding him is an intense daily part of our lives. Michael Joseph Vaughan was last seen near his residence on Southwest 9th Street at approximately 6:30 p.m. Tuesday, July 27th, 2021. The first missing and endangered child alert went out at 8:20 p.m. with 4 different alerts to email, phone calls, text messages being issued to the area residents until 11:20 p.m. that night. Michael's image and information went out to law enforcement nationwide and a database called the National Center for the National Crime Information Center, and Michael has also been entered in the State of Idaho Missing Person Clearinghouse. From the time of notification, an exhaustive search effort and criminal investigation began simultaneously. So our ground searches are based on the highest probability that Michael may have wandered off, potentially gotten hurt, stuck in an irrigation ditch, a swimming pool, an outbuilding, an old appliance, junk vehicle, anywhere a 50-pound curious boy could hide himself. We wanted to make sure that all the ground within a 1 to 2 mile radius from Southwest 9th Street, where Michael lives, has been searched by residential homeowners, professional searchers, law enforcement, and specifically trained canines. And not just one of these groups, but by all of these groups. As such, we've been conducting these searches continuously, even up to this week. On Monday of this week, the Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue with specialty canines and the Fruitland Police Department conducted searches in the front and backyards of nearly all the homes on Southwest 9th Street, as well as another large acreage off of Northwest 1st Street in between Nevada and Highway 95. On Tuesday, the Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue with their specialty canines, with the Fruitland Police Department, the Idaho State Police, who had a drone in the air, and the FBI, we methodically searched the farm ground to the southeast and southwest of Southwest 9th Street. And combined, we searched close to 1,000 acres this week. Why would we continue to search areas that have been searched multiple times before? Well, because we haven't found Michael yet, and conditions change. So further, you can imagine going home every night as a law enforcement officer wondering, did we miss something during that search? Michael, Brandy, and Tyler, and the community continues to count on us to keep up the search, and that is why we continue to search. And I've said from the beginning that as long as those resources are available, we will continue to ask for them. Remember that a criminal investigation, that happened at the same time of notification as the time that Michael went missing. And due to the fact that we've conducted multiple searches using every tool available to us with no success, it increases the possibility that Michael was abducted. From the beginning until we find Michael, we're considering every possibility and following up on every lead developed, every tip that comes in, and the total number of tips that we've received to date is over 557. The majority of those tips have been cleared by investigation. The others are currently being worked on. Word of our search has gone worldwide, and tips on where he might be have come in from literally around the globe. Thanks to resources available to us again, every tip, regardless of how many miles away, is going to be followed up on. We're committed, and we work together to support each other. Every day we come to work, we work through the exhaustion. For investigators, there's always highs and lows. Each day we go through these highs and lows, and but what I can tell you is, I can tell you with certainty that the Fruitland Police Department and our law enforcement partners are using every resource available, and we'll continue to look into every possibility until we know exactly what happened. We're steadfast in our commitment to bringing Michael home safely. I want to thank each and every search member, the search teams that have been out here, and each and every investigator for their time and expertise and the commitment they've put into helping us bring Michael home. We also want to emphasize Michael's family, who continues to be fully cooperative, working closely with us on almost a daily basis. We ask the community to continue to respect their privacy. As for the reward for Michael, the reward for Michael's safe return remains in effect, and it's increased. The amount is increased to $50,100. And that's for anyone having information leading to the safe return of Michael, and that'll be available until March 31st of 2022. I should also note that Michael's family has made considerable contributions to this reward fund, as have members of the community. And every donation that we pulled in has been appreciated.
Okay, I want to skip on and just go to his questions at the end because I just want to focus, guys. I just want to search.
To do so, we have some significant development. That's about all I can say about that.
Is there any update with the White Honda pilot and the mail update that you guys had in this?
Brandy, you were incredible there, by the way.
There is.
I think you could not have done more.
We still have not located the driver of the white Honda pilot or that individual that we've seen walking down through the park right about that time frame, as I've described in the past.
Do you believe that this car or this person may be a suspect in this at all, or have any information?
I don't, but we certainly need to identify them, just due to the fact that they were in the area around the time that Michael went missing. They may have seen something. We just don't know that until we talk to them.
Any other individuals you guys are seeking for information or suspect?
Not at this time. We're still combing through, large amounts of data to try to come up with new leads.
Okay, that's it. That's important there, guys. Large amounts of data. I'll come to that there now.
Certainly reach out to you guys.
Have there been any areas that have been ruled out?
So I understand your question. Are you talking about areas of like ground or what?
Ground, search, just anywhere.
Yeah, I think that as we move forward, and we've had multiple searches, multiple canines, professionals, law enforcement, all over this ground around within that 1 to 2 mile radius. Like I said, it would lead us to believe that there's a possibility that he was abducted. So as we continue to kind of work through this process and eliminate these possibilities, that's where we're led.
Is there any sense of increased urgency now that winter is approaching with the change in weather, the change in conditions to the search that you guys are dealing with?
Well, yes, there is, and that's exactly why we conducted another search this week, as a matter of fact. So the change in weather, the change in conditions, we wanted to make sure that we were out there and we had professionals with eyes on the ground at every inch to make sure that that ground was covered before the snow flies.
Braun, I have one in the link in the description that you can download as a picture. And I can get the links. Wait there, no, I'll put the link to your official one in there as well if I don't have it in there. I think I do.
Has Michael's name been registered on the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children site?
Yes, it has, with NCMEC, yes.
And with your permission to ask a question, Randy, how...
No, you need to direct those questions toward me.
We've been curious at the newspaper how this is affecting how they plan to spend the holidays together.
Yeah, well, as you can imagine, the holidays under these circumstances, Corey, are going to be extremely tough for the family. So, and as law enforcement partners, we're going to continue to lift them up and stand right beside them and help them get through these tough times. So, and I would ask that the community help us with that as well.
And they did. I think they brought a Christmas tree to Brandy. I could be wrong. I think they did.
You know, we've had agencies from outside this state, multiple local.
Brooke, if you go back and if you did join late, like we went through it. They went through every single. It was turned upside down.
Law enforcement agencies
multiple times.
And as we get these tips that are out of state, we'll continue to recruit more help when it comes to finding Michael. So yeah.
I know you said the family's been very cooperative with police so far in the search. You mentioned earlier in the conference that the likelihood of this being an abduction seems to be a little greater at this point. What has the search been like with the relatives and extended family? Have you folks spoken at all with them?
Yes, we have. We've spoken to them through Brandy and Tyler. And, you know, it just, I will tell you, it just, you know, we're where we're at. It didn't yield. It's not yielding. So is that what you're asking me?
Yes. Have you gotten any leads from aunts, uncles, grandparents?
Yeah, we have not at this point. Okay. I think we're going to conclude. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
So back to Fruitland. It has been turned upside down. And you can see with the cornfields, you can see why an initial reaction might be. He's out there, he's wandered off, he fell. But like you can tell in his voice there that they don't know. He didn't get his Amber Alert because the recommended criteria was 12 hours. Right, so I just want to go through 3 last things and then I will leave it there and come back to it because I'm after throwing a lot of information. I hope it was helpful, guys. But I do think there's a good chance he was coming around the corner here and that's where I seen him. Or she, or they. Look how close it is to the photographs that were put up with the kids. Down in the south, next to all the schools. An area, if you were looking for kids, you'd be sure to find them. I think it was 6:30, 7:15, so I wrote down just, I think, three theories, because I just want people to start thinking, and maybe you'll have things that I don't have. Like, the first thing I thought about was, like, I assume we got a lot of people working here in Ontario. If you are a predator, is this a route you're going to take on your way home? Just going to pop in for a quick look. You like driving this way because you always see kids. Like, that would suggest that the person is living within 30 minutes, an hour of the kind of area. But again, it doesn't explain that photo. like if that is related to something, it would be under Terry 2 or Terry 3. What I wrote down was the area targeted by a predator or a group. So if you wanted to pick an area, I know these are horrible thoughts, but if you wanted to pick an area, one, you want to be on that road. 100% you want to be on that road. Down in the valley, surrounded by a road in a school district with complete easy access. And even if you're scouting out the area in July, you're looking around, you're like, oh yeah, just off the road, school, check. What's going on over here? This is a park. You see the recent photographs that are putting up. And then Terry 3 that I wrote down was an RV or a tourist kind of predator in the area. Because I assume we'll get a lot of traffic through, a lot of people going up. And guys, like I said, we seen what they did. We seen what that community did for Gabby Petito. The footage and stuff that they had. You're driving through the area, you're interested, you're checking out where you're going the next day. Oh, I'm going into Fruitland, passing through there. Hang on, what's this park over here? Piques your interest. Next thing you're in there. You're inside of him. I don't know. But I think it's worthwhile having a think about it. I think people might have picked up things there now that they didn't know before. If they didn't know the area, they didn't know the roads. That road is frightening, guys, isn't it? Like, I'd love to know the people in Sacramento, Nevada, Salt Lake, Montana. Do they all know about him? Right. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the comments again there. Brandy, I hope I didn't butcher anything there as well with my thoughts on where he could have potentially seen Michael and stuff. Again, guys, first thing you see when you come in, middle school, high school, all the schools, baseball, tennis courts, and Crestview Park that had those photographs uploaded in July 2021. Yeah, and I think that's it. There's a lot of information there now, guys. Perhaps we can come back and look at it People might have some good ideas or thoughts there now the next few days, but try and think of who is going to be coming through that area. And if you're in any state at all, even if up in Canada, share Mikey's face, get his poster out there. You can see Anna if you go onto the if you just go onto the park, you can get on. That user has all his profile on public. He's his phone number and everything up there, I think. But again, if we can get onto that on one click, then you'd hope people have chatted with him and checked him out. Told him at very least stop uploading photographs of kids. Yeah, I think I'll wrap it up there now because I covered all the points. Guys, thanks so much for staying. I know, how long? 2 hours, 15 minutes, my God. But I really, really wanted to go through the steps of why someone would target that area, the location, what might bring them into the estate, where they were potentially when they seen Monkey, how Monkey got to that spot in the road, and just show the search, the community, how they tore that place apart. He's not in there. He's not in there. He was grabbed. Show how easy it is to get out of there, get out of that town and be gone. And let's start thinking. Let's start doing what we do. Put a few theories together, explore them. RV community, if there's any way we can get in there and get some support of those people and just get his poster, get his face out there. That's it. That's all we can do. Let's bring him home. Right, I'm going to go. Brandy, thank you so much for joining the chat, and I really hope I didn't butcher any details there or anything, but I tried to stick to just literally the small details of what I know. I was able to track down where those cars were. I know you confirmed it, but that's just from Google Maps. I'd love to know more about maybe the dirt road and can cars get out there, but it's definitely somewhere, the guys, you can see where a child could be easily handed over that fence. You're handed over the fence and you're on the road. But I thought this was worthwhile, just going through the scenarios and having a look at it. Thanks everyone. Thanks for everyone for liking the stream and all the comments and the interaction, and for being kind and respectful to Brandy. And I leave it there. Good luck. God bless. Let's look forward to the day that Monkey comes home to Brandy. Goodbye.